Parashas boy, Tuvshi and Pai Hai, B'siyata Dishmaya. The Pasuk starts, Vayomer Hashem al Moshe boy al Paroi. And Hashem tells Moshe, I want you to go to Paroi and warn him for the next Makkah that's about to come. That was the Makkah of Arbe. And Rashi explains, boy al Paroi, V'hasrei boy, warn him, give him a warning. They say in the name of the Beis Yisrael from Ger, that he said, it's like a little bit like a b'derech tzachis, jokey. He said like this, that there were once, in Kotsk, there were lightzim, some jokers, that they said, why does it say boy al Paroi? It should have said, V'yom Hashem al Moshe leich al Paroi, go to Paroi, not come to Paroi. Hashem is sending him, go to Paroi, leich al Paroi. So why doesn't it say leich? So they explained, if it would have been saying leich, it wouldn't be shevavim. We need it should be shevavim, shemois ve'eira boy b'shalach yisrei mishpatim. And if it's going to be saying leich, so the parsha is going to be parshas leich, like lech lecha. So it's going to be shemois ve'eira leich b'shalach. It won't be shevavim. So that's why it has to say boy. It's like a cute joke. But he explained that basically that the definition, there's a deeper definition to this. If it would have been saying leich al Paroi, the Torah is nitzchias. The Torah refers to every person. By saying leich al Paroi, Hashem tells a person, you have a milchama that you have to fight the Yetzer Hara, Paroi. Go on yourself. Leich, go. Let me see how you could work with this milchama. But the truth is that Hashem doesn't leave us alone. Chazal say, Yitzchok Shalodam is Gaber Olam B'chol Yom. The Yetzer Hara strengthens himself every day to be the person. If Hashem wouldn't be helping him, he wouldn't be able to defeat, to be Menatzeach the Yetzer Hara. So he has Siyata D'Shmaya in order to be able to be Menatzeach the Yetzer Hara. So it's not Leich Hashem is sending us, he's coming with us. Hashem tells Moshe Rabbeinu, Hashem tells every Yid, Boy al Paroi, come with me together, let's go together to Paroi. You have to fight Paroi, let's go together. So this is what the definition was. If it would have said leich, how would we be able to do tshuva? Shuvu banim shevavim. Hashem wants us to do tshuva, to get back, to be choize b'tshuva. Hashem wants a call back home. If we have to do it on our own, it's very hard. But if it's boy al Paroi, Hashem tells, I'm here to help you. You just wake up and start. I'm going to be helping you. You should be achieving the tshuva shalema v'achzireinu. Hashem should turn us back with tshuva shalema lefanechu. Now, in such a case, we could be zoichet to do tshuva, so then it could be shevavim. We should be zoichet to tshuva shuva bunim shuvim. That was a definition by saying, if it would have been saying leich, it wouldn't be shevavim. Now, the Mefarshim explain that actually by this makkah, it's the only makkah that it doesn't say in the pasuk that Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu which makkah he is going to bring. All by the all other makkahs, Hashem tells Moshe when he sends him to warn Paroi, Hashem tells him which makkah is about to come. He should be warning Paroi for the next makkah, upcoming makkah. If you look in the psika by this makkah, Hashem doesn't tell him, I'm about to bring makkahs Arbe. The word Arbe is only mentioned when Moshe is already standing before Paroi and warning him. He is warning him that the makkah of Arbe is going to be coming, but it's not being mentioned. When Hashem is talking to Moshe, go to Paroi and warn him, it's not being mentioned which makkah is going to be coming. Some Rishonim say that it's Pashat Hashem told him, even though it's only mentioned the pasuk afterwards when Moshe speaks to Paroi, but everybody understands it. It's understood that when Hashem told him, come to Paroi and warn him, he for sure told him which makkah. Even though the pasuk doesn't describe it while Hashem is talking to Moshe, but when you see Moshe talks afterwards to Paroi and he's warning him for Arbe, and in the end it came Arbe, that's a symbol that what he was told by Hashem, that he should warn him for the makkah of Arbe. But there are some Mefarshim that learn differently. The Holy Chassam Sofer learns the Gewaltige Chiddush. He says that if Lulei de Mistafine, if I wouldn't be afraid, I would have said that by this specific makkah, Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, go ahead, go to Paroi, pick out whichever makkah you want. Whatever you're going to say, this is what I'm going to bring. You have a big choice, a big variety of makkahs you could choose. Whatever you want. Boy al paroi v'hasdei, boy, warn him, whatever you want. And that's why specifically by this market, the Pasuk goes on and says, L'man teshape ba'oznei vincha even bincha eis ashri salalti b'mitzrayim. So the Chassam Sofer explains, part of what Hashem wants, we should describe and we should tell, and we should be misape for our children and grandchildren, is not only what Hashem did to Mitzrayim all the time makis, also the koyach of Chachomim. That Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, you could go and tell Paro whatever you want, and I'm going to back you. Whatever you're going to say, this is what I'm going to bring on the Mitzrayim. This shows the koyach of the Chachomim. You should also be mesape. You should be able to preach to your children and tell them the koyach of the tzaddikim in every generation. And that's what we see. When it comes to Kriyas Yamsif, it says, Vayaminu b'Hashem eva Moshe avdoi. So they came to the true Emuna, not only Emuna b'Hashem, also Emuna b'Moshe avdoi. This is how the Chassam Sofer explains. Now, there's also a pshat of Reb Shamshon from Ostripole, Zeichet Tzadik Levruche. He says that it's Shemarimas in the Pasuk, Boy el Paroi. He says, Arbe has oisius, reish, and hai, like in the word Paroi. What are the differences? By Paroi there is a ayin and a pei, and in Arbe there is a aleph and a base. Reish, hai, both of them has. Paroi has a reish and a hai in the word Paroi, and in Arbe there is a reish and a hai. Now, bais and aleph and pai with ayin are mischalav. They could exchange. We usually know that if there are two letters from the same pronounce, from the same place, there are, let's say, letters that are called oisios hasfasayim, lip letters, that in order to pronounce these letters, you use the lip. A base, B, B, you have to use your lips. A P, a pai, also pai. And also what else is a mem, me. You also have to use your lips. Then there are letters that you use the goroin. That's a hey, even a ches. You use the goroin for those. So the oisius are goroin, oisius are sfosayim. So when there are two letters from the same mikor, they could be exchanged. So beis and pai could be exchanged because both are oisius hasvasayim. B and a P, beis and pei. Aleph and ayin are also mischalav. Both are from the goroin, aleph and ayin. So if you change the pei of paroi with a beis and the ayin of paroi with an aleph, it becomes arbe. Boy el paroi. Take the letters beis and aleph and put it into the word of paroi and exchange them. The beis should come in instead of the pai, and the aleph should come in instead of the ayin. It becomes arbe. Leman shisi oisoisai eile bekirboy. Put in those oisias, those letters of beis and aleph. Put it in bekirboy in his name in paroi. What are you going to get? You're going to get Arbe. So Hashem was the Merabas for Moshe Rabbeinu that the upcoming Makkah is going to be the Makkah of Arbe by telling him, Boy el Paroi, Lamashisi, so you say, Ayle Bekirboy, by putting in those letters of Beis Aleph in the word of Paroi.
And Moshe learned it out.
Moshe understood that Hashem wants this, yeah? Lamashisi, so you say, Ayle Bekirboy. And now, the Hemshech HaPsukim, there's an interesting pasuk. We see that Moshe and Ahron are being sent away after they warned Paro. They are being sent away, and the pasuk goes on by telling like this. It says, "Vayoimru avdei Paro Elov." What I'm going to say now is a moiredige word, a moiredige Torah that you have to remember it, live with it. It says, "Vayoimru avdei Paro Elov." The servants of Paro, avdei Paro, turned to Paro and they told him, Ad Mosa Yezalonu Lamoikesh. Till when are we going to be having this Moshe and Ahron making problems? They are a big mokesh. How do you call a mokesh in English? A mokesh that you could. It's a mokesh. All right. Ad Mosa Yezalonu Lamoikesh. Shall what? Again?
It's a pain.
Pain. Could be like. Therefore, also for. Danger. All right. Ad Mosa Yezalonu Lamoikesh. Shalach esu anoshim. Send them out, those people, the Klal Yisrael. V'yavdu es Hashem Elokeim. They should go serve Hashem, their God. Don't you know yet that we're about to be lost? With all of these makkahs, we are mamish getting wiped out. The whole Mitzrayim. So what's interesting about this pasuk is like this. We know that, what does he say for Moikesh?
Here they translated it as a hazard.
Hazard. Oh. So he says like this. So what's interesting about this pasuk, we know that if the Torah is going to be chaz v'shalom missing a pasuk, the Torah is possible. Not even a pasuk, a word, or even just one letter. If it's missing, the Torah is possible. We have over here a whole pasuk in the Torah that refers to a conversation that was being held in the Armona Malucha, in the castle of Paroi. Paroi is talking to his avodim. A nice conversation. They are telling him, "Come on, Paroi, wake up." How do you say it in English? Wake up and smell your coffee. Don't you see that we're heading with our heads in the wall? We are not achieving anything by not letting the Yiddish kinder going out from Mitzrayim. Go ahead and give in, and what Moshe and Ahron want, and send out the Yiddish kinder. Why are you so stubborn and you don't want to bend yourself? So the Sifsei Tzaddik, the opinion of Pils, asks this kasha: how come? How could it be that a conversation that took place in the castle of Paroi between Goyim, Avdei Paroi and Paroi, became a pasuk in the Torah, and by missing one letter of this conversation, the Torah is going to be possible? How could that be? And why is it written in the Torah? And I want to add to it to explain it. Meile, whenever we see that Moshe and Ahron speak to Paroi, and Paroi answers them, we could understand. Because the holy original, Zeichet Tzadik Levrucha, said once, by the Psike, when Yaakov comes to Choron, and he meets over there the shepherds, the Royim, and he speaks to them, and everything becomes Torah. The original explains, when a Tzadik talks, he is being Meyached the Yichid by every word that he is saying. Not only what he is saying, he could also be Meyached Yehudim, even what the people talk to him, and even if they are Goyim, he could be Meyached Yehudim in their words. So we can understand how everything became Torah. Like Yaakov had with the Roim, Moshe and Ahron had with Paroi. But this pasuk is a pasuk that Moshe and Ahron weren't even a sight then. They were already out. They came.
Bill and Balak.
Bill and Balak.
How's that?
A good
They
one.
also talking.
Yeah, they were talking between them. Take stark. Bill and Balak, we have to speak about it. There's a gewaltige tshuva of Chassam Sofer. I think it's the last tshuva in Chosh Mishpat. And he explains Bechlal, the godless of Parashat Balak. Chazal say they wanted it to be Keveya, Parashat Balak. It should be said every day by the Birchis Krishma, and they didn't do it because it's too long. It's going to be a Terichid Tzibire. The Parashat of Bilam and Balak, there's a lot of Nevuah over there, but what Bilam says.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's my Bar Mitzvah Parsha, so I never really learned about it, but it's nice. It's refreshing.
Yeah, sure. But the Parashat of Balak, even more than that, the Chassam Sofer has a whole arichis that this Parashat of Balak or Bilam shows us that the whole Torah is being written Beruach HaKodesh, Benevuah. Because how does Moshe Rabbeinu know what Balak and Bilam, the day we're talking, the day we're in Moav or in Midian, and they're talking between them, and everything is written in the Torah. So the truth is but it's a good one, what you mentioned. So the Sifsei Tzaddik goes ahead, and he says, but over here, there's some talking those. Now, I also want to add another knaich to the kasha. If we would have said that this conversation would help something, why? Because Pari would call back Moshe and Ahron, and he would say, you know what, I'm giving in, you could go out. So we could still understand the Torah wants to show us, schar sicha noeh. A nice conversation between Avdei Paroi and Paroi. They achieved with it something. The Klal Yisrael was let out of Mitzrayim. Hashem wants. It didn't help nothing. They were called back, and they were again sent away. Vayigorish Oisam Meis Pnei Paroi. He checked them out. So what's the reason why the Torah is writing this passing, and it has to be part of the Torah? Comes the Sifsei Tzaddik and he says the Gewaldige Yisod. He says Hashem wants to show us how choshev it is by Hashem Yisborach. The rotzon, the willing of a person, the chike, the desire that a person has He wants to be good. Everybody has every there and then, every while, that he gets a rotzon. I want to change. I want to become good. Sometimes it's just it's a passing machshava that he has. But a lot of times, it's burning in him. And he could even scream it out, crying out to Hashem, I want to get closer to you. I see that I'm not going in the right direction. I'm not doing good. I want to do what's right, what you want from me to do. Help me. I have a big Yetzer Hara. I want you should help me. And he's begging Hashem. It's very chashuv by Hashem Yisborach. How do we see it? Even when Goyim are telling to them, Melech Paroi, come on, let go already. It's about time. Don't you see we had already 7 makkos? Do you want to wait till we're going to be ruined in ganzen the whole Mitzrayim? Send out Klal Yisrael. They were crying. They took the courage to speak up against the King Paroi, and they spoke to him like they wanted to speak to him. It's very chashuv by Hashem. Even if in the end it didn't help anything. Paroi was still stubborn, and he didn't let Klal Yisrael go out. But at least they said what they really want, what's their real desire. They don't feel comfortable by holding on Klal Yisrael so long. Let go already. It's so chashuv by Hashem. Hashem wanted Klal Yisrael should know this. If a Yiddish person, a Yid that he has a holy neshama, and he really wants to become good, and he tries, and he falls, and he tries, and he falls, but every time that he screams out by saying, Hashem, I want to be good. I know that I'm not in the good direction. Please help me. Make it easier for me. I try. And help me that I should be constantly continuing and trying and trying and trying. Hashem so likes such a cry out that comes from the depth of the heart that Hashem is so machshav this. Even if in the end it doesn't work out in Ganzen like you wanted. You only achieved a little bit. But every such a za'akeh that a person cries out, it's gewaltig chashuv by Hashem Yisborach. A Yiddische Krecht. Yeah. Now I want to say a gewaltig Zera Shimshon. Sechisa Yogan Aleinu. Zera Shimshon asks a kasha that a lot of the Mefarshim asks. Rashi brings it down last week's parsha that by the first five makkos it says, "Vayechzak leif Paroi." Paroi strengthened his heart, v'lo shilach, and he didn't send out Bnei Yisrael. But the last 5 makkos it says, "Vayechazak Hashem es leif Paroi." Hashem was mechazik leif Paroi. He shouldn't send out Klal Yisrael. How we learn Pashit, the reason is because in the beginning he was bad. So Hashem said, you know what? If you were so bad, 5 makkos didn't do the job. I'm going to hold on until you're going to get all the 10 makkos. Vayechazak Hashem es leif Paroi. But the Mefarshim asks why? A person has a bechira, and if he wanted it, if without Hashem being mechazik as leif Paroi, Paroi would have sent out Klal Yisrael. So why didn't Hashem let him the bechira? He should be able, by the other 5 makkos, also have the opportunity. If he wants to send them out, he should be able to send them out. Why did Hashem have to make Vayechazik Hashem as leif Paroi by the other 5 makkos? And even more than that, the Zera Shimshon asks, so why is Hashem sending Moshe Rabbeinu to warn him? It's a joke. You know alone that even if he wants, he has no b'rayre. He doesn't even have the ability to send them out because Hashem is going to be mechazik. So why are you sending him a warning by Moshe Rabbeinu? What's the pshat?
I think that could actually show him the power of Hashem. Like he wants to say, let them go, but he sees he can't. And he's like, wow, I really am controlled by like Hashem.
Wow. According to what Reb Ari is saying, that could be the pshat and posik, this week's parsha. I am the one. Hashem is telling Moshe Rabbeinu, don't get afraid. Wow, Pari is so stubborn. How are we going to get out from here? He's not so stubborn. I'm the one being in Machbidas Liboy. Why? Because I want to put in him. I want to bring on Mitzrayim all the 10 makkos. And the posse goes on. What I played around with the Mitzrayim. Yeah, like Rashi says, Sichakti. I played around with Paroi. This alone, by telling our children, the power of Hashem. This is mamish. We could say that this is pshat and posig. What you say after Hashem tells us, "Ani ibadet yesli boy," you should also you should be a chelik of what you should be describing to your children. But now let's go back to what the Zera Shimshon said again.
You can also say they're connected Sarsadibros, Ben Adam Lechaver, Ben Adam Makam. First 5 was connected Ben Adam Lechaver, so therefore Paro had it. The last 5, Ben Adam Makam, Hashem, and I say, this is between me and you. It would be hard.
Very nice.
Or it's to show the Yidden that Hashem controls nature.
Yeah.
So he's just doing it for Paro, but he wanted to show the Yidden 10 makos.
Aha.
So they could see.
So he was the place how Hashem showed for Klal Yisrael that he runs the whole nature. Yam, Yabosha, Avir, everything. Yeah. What David Leib is saying that Hashem wanted very strong to bring all 10 makis to show his power in every aspect in the entire universal, how everything is in the power of Hashem. Starting from Dam, the water, going on to Tzvadei, until Makis B'choides, everything. And what Aryeh Lezer said, he said very nice, that it says in the Sforim HaKdoshim, that the 10 Makis are referring against to the Aseres HaDibros. So but the Aseres HaDibros, the first 5 are Ben Odom L'Mokoim, Oinoichi, Lo Yeh Lecho, and the second 5, Lo Sirtzoch, Lo Signov, those are Ben Odom L'Chaveiroi. So also by Parad, those that were by Odom L'Chaveiroi, it was alone by him, by Yitzchok Leif Paroi. Those 5 that were by Odom L'Mokoim, Hashem wanted by Yechazik Hashem. Interesting. Very nice. So now let's go. What does Zera Shimshon says? The Zera Shimshon says, and I think Adam Mefarshim also, maybe the Rechaim HaKudosh explains like this, Adam Mefarshim, truly, he always had the Bechira. Bechira means a choice, yeah? For sure, Parah had the Bechira. The Vayechazik Hashem was the opposite. In order to bring him to have a Bechira, he had to be Vayechazik Hashem. And he explains. The first 5 makkahs were hard makkahs, but not that bad. Parah still had the Bechira while having these makkahs. He still had the choice. Do I want to let them go or not? By the second 5 makkahs, they were such hard makkahs that Hashem understood that he's going to lose the Bechira. He doesn't have a choice anymore. Why? Because there are such hard makkahs that he's going to be mukhrach to let them out. That's not considered that he's being boichan, he's letting them out. He is mukhrach to let them out. So Hashem had to make Vayechazik Hashem. He should be able to be soivel. How do you say soivel in English? To tolerate. To tolerate. He should be able to tolerate those makkahs. Now he is able to tolerating. Now he has the equal bechira. And when he has the equal bechira, Parah is Parah and is not letting them out. The Vayechazik Hashem wasn't that he shouldn't have a choice. Adarabah. It should be considered a true choice. So he had to, he got the koyach from Shamayim to tolerate also those 5 makkahs. Wow. And like this, it was still a bechira. That's how the Zera Shimshon explains.
A simple switch in the Yechazik. We should be learning that from little kids already.
Really?
It's just the way to look at it.
That's the right way to look at it. Now he goes on the Zera Shimshon. And he has another pshat, the Zera Shimshon. This is mamish gewaldig. The Zera Shimshon comes and he says, when was Vayechazik Hashem Esleif Parah? Not the whole time. That was only the side they went. There was a Asruah. Moshe came and he warned Parah that's going to come a makkah. Then there was a makkah for 7 days. Every makkah was 7 days. Only Choshech was 6 days, and the 7th day was by Kriyas Yamsif that night. But like this, every makkah was 7 days. And like this, it was going on continuously. Every makkah was a month. So he says like this. Let's start with the other chaylik. By every makkah we see last week, and even this week, Pari calls Moshe and Ahron, daven to Hashem, the makkah should go away, and I'm promising, after the makkah is going away, I'm going to send out Klal Yisrael. What's the pshat? You want to send them out? Go ahead. No, send them out. It's a middle of makkah sefadeya. Go ahead and send them out, and the makkah is going to go away. Explains the Zera Shimshon. This Pari was a big balgaiva. He wasn't able. What now? I'm getting a smack from Shamayim, from Hashem, and I'm going to bend myself and let them out? No. You daven, the makkah should go away. then I am going to send them out from my goodwill. Why? Because I have to keep my word. I gave my word for Moshe and Ahron. I'm a decent person. I hold my word. I'm going to send them out. Not when Hashem gives me and He's punishing me and He's standing on me like with a gun. That's why I'm going to send out. Comes the Zera Shimshon and it says, Gewaltig. While there was the Makkah, Paro did have a Bechira. Hashem gave him the Bechira. While the Makkah was going on, he had the Bechira to send them out. And Hashem said, now I want you to send out. And Paro was a big clipper. No, I want after the Makkah is going to finish. And when he said it, he really meant it. Because then he still had the Bechira. And he really meant it. Once the Makkah is going to go away, I'm going to send them out. When the Makkah went away, Hashem tells him, no. Now you want, I'm not letting you sending them out. Now it's going to be Vaychazek Hashem. You're going to send them out when I want you to send them out, not when you want to send them out. Goes on to Zera Shimshon and he says, from the second Moshe Rabbeinu started warning Paro for every Makkah, from the beginning of the warning, he got back the Bechira. While the warning or while the Makkah was going on, he had the Bechira. Because then if he sends them out, it's because he is afraid from the Makkah that's coming. He's sending them out because Hashem told him to send them out. And this is what Hashem wanted. And he wanted the whole time. No, not by the Asroah and not by the Makkah. When it's everything calm, everything fine, now I'm going to send them out. And that was when it was Vayechazek Hashem Esleif Paro. Now if we take this Yisod of the Zera Shimshon, it's very geschmack in the Psikim. We see Hashem tells Moshe in the beginning of this parsha, Ani echbadati es liboy v'esleiv avodov. I strengthened his heart and the heart of his servants. And we see Moshe goes out. V'yoyimri avdei parei ailov. They start telling him, let out Klal Yisrael. Hashem alone says, Ani echbadati es liboy v'esleiv avodov. I'm the one strengthening the hearts of his avodim. And pitom they tell Paro, send, because the Ani echbadati was till Moshe gave the Hasroah. Once Moshe Rabbeinu gave the Hasroah, there was no more Echbadat. Now they had the Bechira. So the Avdei Paro said, yeah, let's go ahead and send them out. Paro was a big shot and he didn't want that. That's why the Pasuk says, Ad Mosai mei antu le'onois miponoi. Rashi says that Moshe and Ahron told Paro, why don't you want to be machnia yourself? Le'onois le'iskenu. Why do you want to send them out only when you want? And Hashem wants you to send them out when He wants. And in the end, what was? By Makkah's B'choiris, he was so lost, he said, go. He didn't ask, first Davin the Makkah's B'choiris should stop and then I'm going to send them out. He sent them out right away. We're all dying. You have to go out. This is how Hashem wanted the ET should be. Everybody should know He's sending them out because He's afraid from Hashem. That's how the Zera Shimshon explains it. And according to that, it could also be, we say, Ani echbadati es liboy, and then it says, you should lamar the sapabos, the vincha venebincha es asher salalti b'mitzrayim. Rashi says, salalti sichakti. I played around, I was joking with Paro. This is considered to joke around with him. 1 minute, he feels, yeah, I have the ability to send them out, and I really want to send them out. I'm going to send them out in 2 days from now, when everything is going to be calm. And then the 2 days pass by, and he sees, no, I can't send them out. And that's how it's going. Hashem is playing around with him. I want you to send them out when I want you to send them out. Not when you want to send them out. It should be with Rach. Do it.
How long were the Makkos for in total?
A year.
Yeah.
From the first Makkah till they went out of Mitzrayim was a year, approximately. As we spoke before, that when Paro goes and he says for the Yiddish kinder they should go out from Mitzrayim, we see over there a gewaltige Neisach that Paro tells Moshe and Ahron when it started the Makkah of Bechoiris, Vayikru leMoshe el Ahron lailu, vayoyme kumu tzeu mitoich ami, gam atem, gam bnei Yisrael, gam tzoinchem, gam bekarchem. You could take along everything that you want. Kichu, you could take everything kasher dibartem. Vuleichi, just go. And he finishes the sentence by saying, Uveirachtem gam oisi. Bless me. before you leave, give me a bracha. Uvarachtam gam oisi. Give us a blessing. What's the pshat? Paro says this. He tells Moshe and Ahron, I'm letting all of you go. In the beginning he said, I'm only, because by the makkah from Arbe or Bachoshech, once he says, I only want you to go with the children without taking the Tzoyne Bokor. Or with the Tzoyne Bokor, not taking along the children. Now he's saying, you can take everything, whatever you want, just get out of here. Kechu v'leichu. And he finishes off, Uvarachtam gam oisi. Give me a bracha, give me a blessing. Now what's the pshat? He needed a nice bracha, he should do well in business. As they're going out from Mitzrayim, he just wants to chaparayim a bracha. What's the Uvarachtam gam oisi? He is afraid, he is terrified that every second he's going to be dying because he's a Bechoyer. And he asks them, Uvarachtam gam oisi. Now what's interesting is how Rashi explains those words, Uvarachtam gam oisi. Rashi goes and he explains that what he meant to say was that they should daven for him, that he shouldn't die. Lashon Rashi is, Ispalalu alai, shaloi omus, shani Bechoyer. Daven for me that I shouldn't die because I am a Bechoyer. He was afraid he's going to also die. So the request was not stam a broche. He meant to say, daven for me that I shouldn't die because I am a Bechoyer. Now this we can understand. He's telling them, I'm letting you go, but daven for me that I shouldn't be dying. I once heard from my father, Shlita. He asked me, what's the pshat? We know there are 10 lashonos of tefillah. Tefillah, chinun, tachanun, shavo, zaoko, kriye, korav Hashem l'chol koirav, l'chol Hashem kriye be'emes. Baruch is not one of the 10 lashonos of tefillah. Baruch is something else. It's a blessing, not a tefillah. So how come that the pasuk says, Uvarachtem gam oisi? And Rashi explains he meant the tefillah. And the most interesting part is the Targum Inkelis. If I would have asked you, what do you think does the Targum say on the words Evarachtem gam oisi? I would say, probably the Targum says, Usevorchin af yosi. You should also be mi mevorech, bless me. The Targum explains Evarachtem gam oisi, Vetzaloi af oloi, daven for me. Vetzaloi is a lashon tefillah. Yeah, it's loise in Aramish. Daven for me. So we see inside the Targum and Sai Rashi, both of them explain that Evarachtem gam oisi refers to a tefillah, and that's very interesting because Baruch is not one of the lashonos of tefillah. What's the pshat Evarachtem gam oisi? It should mean tefillah. Where do we see the Targum v'tzalei afuloi? Last week, by every makkah that Pari says Hatiru badi, the Targum explains Tzalu aloi, daven for me, hatiru badi. So there we can understand. Hatiru, eser, is one of the lashonos of tefillah, is eser. Vayeta Yitzchok Lashem, it's a lashon tefillah. But over here we speak about the broche. And how come the uncle explains Uvarachtem with the same definition how he explains hatiru badi? So my father told me a gewaltige gute pshat. It says in the name of the Sforim HaKadoshim from the Ariyah Kudish, Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, sometimes a person is in an eis tzorah. He has a problem. And tzaddikim daven for him, or even he by himself davens. Now, what does the tefillah do? The tefillah does that it exchanges the seder of the letters. If a person has a tzorah, so that means his shefa is coming down from the letters tzaddik, reish, hai, tzorah. Now, his chiyas is coming from those letters. With the tefillah, you could exchange and make it for rotza. We take the reish and we put it before the tzaddik, it becomes rotza. You become merutze by Hashem. You become, how do you say merutze in English? Again?
To benefit from Hashem.
To benefit from Hashem. Merutze to Hashem. Ritzei. Hashem is willing. He wants you. You're being merutze to Hashem. Sometimes the person has a problem and tzaddikim see in Shamayim that he has a gezardin of nega. And they take the ayin from the end of nega and they put it in the beginning, it becomes oineg. It's being changed from nega to oineg. I'm not saying that this is what the Sforim HaKadoshim explain. So he still gets shefa from the same letters, but the way how to exchange it is different. With the koyach tefillah, you could change. Tzaddikim do it, or even every person with a strong tefillah, you could exchange it. Also, we see that sometimes the Sforim HaKadoshim say there is pesha. He did a lot of avayis pesha. When he does tshuva, he exchanges it into shefa. And like this, they go ahead. All of the combinations could be changed in a good combination. Now, the Koznitzer Magid says, the Imre Noam brings down in Parashat Bereshis in the name of the Koznitzer Magid, that sometimes the tzaddikim see that there's a gezeira on a person, he should chas v'shulam die from hunger. Moves ra'ov. He should be dying from hunger. What do the tzaddikim do? They take the ayin of the word ra'ov and they put it into the word of moves, and now the seder of the ois is ma'ois rav, a lot of money. Because the moves gets a ayin, it becomes muois. Muois is money, and by rov is without an ayin is rav. Mois rav. So the Koznitzer Magid goes ahead and he explains the posting in Tehillim. Hinei ein Hashem el Yereov. Hashem gives over the ois ayin to his Yereim, to his tzaddikim. Lam yachrem lechazdoi. And what could they do? Lahatzel mi moves nafsham or lechayoisam berov. They are being embattled, this person, saving him from moves, and not only saving him from moves, also being in mechaya. Instead of rov, he should have muois rav. Lahatzel mi moves nafsham el chayoisam berov, by taking out the ayin from rov and putting it in the word of moves being muois rav. Bechlal, this whole idea, I think, is a Gemara. The Gemara says in Masechta Sukkah, Daf Yudalad, the Gemara says, why is the tefillah from tzaddikim nimshal? How do you say nimshal? Equalized, or how do you say it in English, nimshal? Again? Equivalent? Why is the tefillah of tzaddikim like an eser? We see Vayeta Yitzchok Lashem. The tefillah of tzaddikim is considered an eser. So the Gemara says because a eser is also a rack that you use in the field is called the eser, ayin tov reish. So the Gemara says, what does a rack do when you have the wheat in the field and you want to like turn them over in order they should get more air, it should be fresh, shouldn't be so. You turn them over every while with an eser. So the Gemara says, ma eser zeh mahapech hagoyren. It's being mahapech de goyren. After the same shel tzadikim is mahapech from midas adin to midas urachmim. That's what the Gemara says. According to what we are talking now, we could explain it very geschmack. What does the rag do by the goyren? What's in the bottom is being turned upside down, and what's up is being turned down. So that's the idea of the tefillah being mahapech from midas adin to midas urachmim by exchanging the seder and the seder of the letters that should be turned from nega, it should be turned to oinek. From moves ruav, it should be turned to muois rav. Now, lefi there, my father said the gewaltige Zach. Paroi was very big in the koyach haktume, in koyach haklippe. He saw this makis bechoires. He saw there is a big problem. He understood there is a gezaira on every bechoir in Mitzrayim, they should die. And the letters are meis bechoir. Like it says, when Moshe Rabbeinu warns Paro, he tells him, "Imeis kol bechoir be'eretz Mitzrayim." Every bechoir is going to die. So on every bechoir, there is like the letters, meis bechoir. He is about to die. And Paro knew this. Now what could he do in order to save himself? He had a brilliant idea. Uvay rachtem is the same letters like meis bechoir. Uvay rachtem is the same letters like meis bechoir. Paro comes with a gewaldige idea. Uvayrachtem gamoisi, daven for me that by me the letters of meis bechoir should be exchanged into the seder of uvayrachtem, and that's how I'm going to be saved. And that's what Rashi means to say. Hispalalu alai shaloi omus shani bechoir. Why does Rashi have to add shani bechoir? Hispalalu alai shaloi omus, I shouldn't die. No, he's meaning to tell them, why am I asking Uvay Rachtem? Because there is al miyeh gezeir of meis bechoir. Davn shaloi omus shani bechoir. It shouldn't be by me, I should be dying because I'm a bechoir. It should be changed around into the seder of the word Uvay Rachtem. And that's why the Targum is Tzaloi Afuloi. The same Targum of Atiru Badi. That over there it means davening. And we explained that an Aser is turning upside down. The same Targum as in Varachtem Gamoisi. It's not the pshat over here, a blessing. It's the pshat what the tefillah should be. He gave for Moshe and Ahron a gewaldige idea. How could you save me? There's Amid the letters Meiz B'choir, but you could have and exchange that Seder of Meiz B'choir. It should be into Varachtem Gamoisi.
Wow.
So I want to finish with a gewaldige word. The Pasuk says this week's Parsha, Zocher es hayoyim hazeh asher yitzosem miMitzrayim. And the same zach we see in Parshas Re'eh, Leman tizkoir es yoyim tzeischom eretz Mitzrayim. What we see interesting is that when Hashem wants us to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim, a few times the Pasuk mentions, you should remember the day that you went out from Mitzrayim. A lot of times we see in the Torah, you should remember Yetzias Mitzrayim, Zeichel Yetzias Mitzrayim. What's the purpose? The Torah wants us sometimes to mention, remember the day that you went out from Mitzrayim. Now the portion of Pshat is, whenever the Torah speaks about mitzvahs of Pesach, mitzvahs that are being negeya, that's being regarding the first day of Pesach, Tez Vuv Nissen, when it comes to those mitzvahs of Pesach, matzah, moroi, not having chometz, the Torah tells us, remember the day. It's not enough that you should remember that we went out. You have to remember the day, so to be prepared in order to be able to be mekayim the mitzvahs. When it comes to Zvov Nissen, that's the Pashut Pshat. But I won't share the gewaldige Pshat. But the Torah wants us to remember the day. There's a gewaldige sibbe in that. Klal Yisrael, we're told by Moshe Rabbeinu, in beginning of Makkah's Dam already, Pokoit Pokadati. Hashem is taking us out from Mitzrayim. Don't worry. It's going to take a while, but we're going to be going out from Mitzrayim. Now, Klal Yisrael believed, Vayam Einuam, but their Emuna wasn't such a gewaldig, strong Emuna, and we could understand them. They were already 210 years in Mitzrayim, 209 years. They were for generations already there. And by knowing there's no way, no possibility to go out from Mitzrayim, it was closed, hermetic. No way of going out from Mitzrayim. Moshe comes and he tells them, yeah, but this time we're going to be going out from Mitzrayim. And he tells them, you're going to see, I'm going to bring Makkahs and the Mitzrayim, and they're going to let us out. Klal Yisrael sees, Pari gets a Makkah of them. He laughs. All right, we could go that. We could live through such a Makkah. Tzefadeya, another Makkah we could live through. Kinim, Oroiv. All Makkahs, and Paro is strong, stubborn. I'm not letting Klal Yisrael going out from Mitzrayim. Now it comes to the night before Makkah's B'choros. Moshe told Paro, you should know, tonight by Chatzois, all B'chorim are going to die. Now Klal Yisrael also knew that Moshe told this for Paro, and they are getting prepared to Yetzias Mitzrayim by making a Korban Pesach. Erev Pesach, they're making a Korban Pesach. They eat it at night. Now it comes 9 o'clock at night, and Pari goes to sleep. Such a clipper. He sees that all the 9 Makkahs that Moshe warned him came. Moshe is telling him tonight by 12 o'clock, you're going to be dying. And he goes to sleep even more than that. He put on pajamas. You know the song, Pari with pajamas came to run around. Where is Moshe and Ahron? He went to sleep. And when he went to sleep by 9 o'clock, he sent the message to Goshen, to the Yidelech, if you're reckoning of going out tomorrow, forget about it. I'm about to go to sleep for a good night's sleep. Meaning to say, no way you're going to be going out. Makkahs B'choros, Shmechoros, 9 Makkahs, 10 Makkahs, it's all right. You're going to be staying here for good. No, you shouldn't even have a plan of going out from Mitzrayim. Now, Klal Yisrael, they have a minute. Moshe told them that we are going to go out. But from the other hand, the back of the mind, is this going to happen? After 210 years that we are suffering over here, 2 generations we are here in Mitzrayim, no one is going out. Are we going to be able, are we going to be the ones that are going to be zoiche to go out? And we see what a clip of this Paro is. It's 9 o'clock at night and he's going to sleep. How do you know he went to sleep? Because it says, Vayokom Paro Elailo. He woke up. What do you mean he woke up? He slept? Yeah, he slept. He was able to fall asleep. Such a gewaldig. It was Vayachazek Hashem Esleif Paro. He was able to tolerate this. Now, Klal Yisrael, now what happened? After a few hours, they were out. In the morning, they were out. Hashem wants us to remember, not only you should remember that you went out from Mitzrayim, remember that day. What did you think 9 o'clock at night? In the back of the mind. What did you think? Are we really going to go out? Is this going to happen for real? Let's hope. You were the whole time strengthening yourself in a minute. Yeah, for sure it is going to happen. It's not going to happen. And it happened in the end. So remember that day, Yeshua Hashem Ke'eref Ayin. A few hours before, you were not so sure you're going to be going out. You believed, but Mammon Ve'einu Mammon. When was the true Emuna? By Kriyas Yamsi, by Yaminu B'Shem V'Moshe Avdoi. That's when they achieved the true, strong Emuna. So, and even though it happened in the end, you should remember that's Yom Tzeischa. How those 24 hours of this specific day, how it changed around from being so to becoming a nation and coming out from Mitzrayim with the true Emuna. All the best.
Wow.